folks, welcome to Week in Review. I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're going to take a look at the games that we played over the last week. We're going to tell you what we think of them, quick summaries of them, and if you're interested, there'll be a full link or a link to the full review in the description. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, I'm Spencer.
I'm Laura, and we're Married with Board Games. This week we reviewed 4, an enhanced version of the classic card game, Kemps.
The artwork gets top marks, and the addition of abilities on the cards makes this game a worthy reboot of sorts to Kemps. We give it a rating of 6 and a seal of approval. Check out the full review for more of our thoughts.
Hey everybody, Z Garcia here. Last week I did 3 reviews. I did a review for Dark is the Night, a 2-player tiny little game. It plays in about 5-10 minutes. And it's asymmetrical. One person is huddled around a fire trying to protect themselves from a monster circling around said fire in the shadows trying to, take out our hero, our protagonist. And it's cute. It's a well thought out and actually richly thematic little experience. But it's also very forgettable and very small, and it's one that's not going to have a lot of staying power. I reviewed Fan and Mallet, a sort of quirkily themed, that's a word, right? Quirkily? Let's go with yes. A strange little 2-player tug-of-war style game with some bizarre imagery on the cards, but a nice game system. It works pretty well as you play cards and try to win locations and manage your hand of cards. I enjoyed it. It's perhaps a little esoteric, and I would say make sure you take a look at it first to see if it's something you're going to like, but I liked it and I thought it worked well. And then lastly, I reviewed Aminos, which is a dice placement, dice manipulation kind of game in which you are simply trying to make sets of your dice, of dice showing the face that belongs to you anyway in the game. Trying to make clusters of those and score them off the board and try to get the most victory points. It's a very light game, nice family weight game, with a little interaction, a little bit of take that as you can separate the other player's dice and force them to work harder to score. But, clever, interesting, engaging, super quick turns. I enjoy it. So I would recommend you check that one out again, especially for families. And that's it for me. I will see you next time.
Okay, for me, man, there's a lot of great games this week, but there was something I wasn't as fond of. Bonanza Duel. I didn't like. I thought it was too convoluted for what it was, although Sam and Z both liked it better than I did. Lab Wars, this is another game that was just too much going on. This game, and you're trying to write papers and stuff in a laboratory, and you have card management, and you're building different things to help you research, and it's really intriguing. The idea just doesn't pan out in the end. Ghostbusters 2 just barely squeaked in with a 6. Great components, great theming, definitely better than the first Ghostbusters, but there's still some problems. The rule book is pretty bad, and there's just a whole lot of luck in the game. But I did enjoy it. 12 Thieves. This is a reprint of Thieves of Baghdad from Queen Games, and it's kind of an abstract game where you're playing cards to move thieves into different areas to steal treasure chests. But it works on a very simple level as you're playing cards, maneuvering things, trying to outplay the other players. Destination X, Melody and I reviewed this. She wasn't as fond of it as I liked it, though. This is a game where you're trying to figure out where Mr. X is hiding in the world through cards. Some logistical problems with the game. I feel like the book is not the easiest thing to work with, and the spy player doesn't have a lot to do, but it is very educational. So educationament, whatever the word for that is. It will help you learn about countries for sure. Qubits. This is a game in which you are building little shapes, pictures out of cubes. They have different shapes on the sides. Could be a fun puzzle game, but it works as a game because the one part that Melody and I liked was when you roll the cubes and then use those to build the shapes as fast as you can. Tip Tap. There's another speed type game where you're going to flip a card and where's that shape on the board, and then you tap it, and then if you already have that shape, you have to tap it to keep it. This is a simple concept, been around before, but Michael Schock did a good job on this one because you can flip the shapes over. Now they're all black, or you can use the frames of the shapes, so it kind of adds a little bit of variety to something that we've seen many times before. Frog Riders is a game that I wasn't a huge fan of when I first played it. I felt it was too random, but as I went through, I found more and more strategy as you're jumping frogs, trying to collect sets of frogs to score points as the game goes by. And you can get special abilities, how you jump your frogs, or different ways to score points, but a very, very fast game, best with 2. Paradox takes the whole gem Bejeweled type thing, you know, from apps and stuff, and brings it into a game with a space theme with some unique, interesting artwork choices. And there's a little bit of luck in the game, but as you basically switch these around to form rows of 4, which you then will do to solve problems in time or something like that. Spirit Island is another one that we did as Miami Dice. I liked it the most of the 3 of us, but it's a fairly heavier, complex, cooperative Euro-style game, but I think with a very strong theme in which you are spirits, and as these guys are coming to colonize your island, and you're helping the natives fight them off by flooding them, scaring them in the middle of the night, etc. Stop Thief, another Miami Dice. Sam Z and me took a look at this one where this redoing of the old classic Stop Thief. Rob Davio and Restoration Games did a great job on this one where you are using deduction and your iPhone or Android device and trying to listen to where the thief is going. Fun, great family style game. Attack on Titan, The Last Stand. This one I really enjoyed. It's very short. It plays off the anime series, which is kind of gruesome and horrible, but it does so in a 30-minute thing. It's 1 versus all. Not sure it works with 2 players, but it does have a really good feel with 4 and is very thematic and fun. Downforce is another game from Restoration Games in which you are racing. Again, it's another older game. I've never played the original version, though, and really like this one. Easily shot to one of my favorite racing games of all time. You're cutting people off. You are betting on cars that you think are going to win, even if it's not your own. And the whole thing is a 30-minute game. Quick, easy gameplay. Barren Park. This is a tile laying game that I really enjoyed from Phil Walker Harding. Mayfair Games, Lookout Games. You're just taking a tile, putting it in your area, and whatever you cover up gives you more tiles to take. Simple concept, but plays so smoothly, has a really good look. That's Barren Park. Then we have Godfather, Corleone's Empire. I really, really enjoy this game. I got to play it over a year ago, and they haven't changed much since then, and each time I played it, really enjoy this whole... some people have complained and said it doesn't really remind them of the Godfather movie. I'm not a big fan of the Godfather movie, so I don't care. It's just a mobster game to me. But it's area control and trying to control different areas and get things and take out other people. I find it very thematic and fun. Then we have Legendary X-Men. This is an expansion for Marvel Legendary. The X-Men, this is the best expansion they've done so far. So many classic X-Men and classic X-Men villains. Great powers. This is a nice change. For the last ones have been getting kind of esoteric and what they're both the characters they picked and some weird special abilities. This one kind of brings things back on track. Has a way to make the game really, really hard if you so desire, which I don't know why you would. But it just adds a ton of variety. Then we have Werewords. This is a reimplementation of a game I really enjoyed called Insider. Werewords, despite the fact that I'm not a big fan of the werewolf theme, does a very good job on this. The app adds a lot, nice word selection, and it's basically 20 questions with a trader. A lot of fun. And then Tief Taschen. This is another game that I just really adored. As you are all dirty politicians and trying to presidents splitting up money between everybody, and you can reject the president's offer and try to become a new president, and then you have to make the deals again, and people are blackmailing each other. But it's very, very simple, fast, fun gameplay. That's Tief Taschen. Folks, that's our weekend review. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and this has been the Dice Tower.